Welcome to China, the new China. We'll be playing as Chiang Kai-Shek today and see just how bad is this country. Iron Man mode on, historical focus is on, and let's get going. Now, in my first video for No Compromise, No Surrender, we played as Japan, and let's just say we destroyed China within a year. I do hope that we can do better than that. Unfortunately, we have some issues. Allow me to show you those. First off, the equipment situation. We have a large army, 85 divisions, that's something. Unfortunately, at least half the troops are gonna have to learn Kung Fu, because almost no one has a gun. Yeah, not a single division is fully equipped, and we are... Well, this is not correct. It says we're 1,500 guns short. I can guarantee you that's not a correct number. No, we are, in fact, 34,000 guns short. 34. We are lacking more guns than we have guns. So I have no gun and I must fight. But that's not even the worst of it. No. Behold Chiang Kai-Shek and the green numbers. Take a long look at these green numbers because they're going to be the only ones we see for a while. The theme of this whole national spirit section is I am Chinese and I must suffer. To be Chinese is to suffer. We have a corrupt administration making everything shit. We have an inefficient economy. We have corrupt armed forces, oh my lord. We have some illicit trade of the poppy going on. We have an Aviation Affairs Commission, I wish we hadn't. The countryside is neglected, which is not good, and the 9-power treaty. So let's go back to Chiang Kai-Shek and appreciate some good numbers for a bit. There we go. Well, to be Chinese is to suffer. Fortunately, we can suffer with a really big focus tree. So a large political selection here. Fortunately, these fold away when we get rid of the redundant paths. We have democratic on the left, I believe, like social democracy here when we limit the military's power. We got the historical branch here under denounced feudalism. This is Chiang's path. Or we can replace Chiang eventually with Wang Jingwei. And then we have strengthening our resolve. This is, I believe, the fascist path. So a lot of these fold away, but it's a lot of political options. Then industry, which we're gonna need. Most of this tree actually consists of just fixing what's there. It doesn't really build you a lot of fresh factories. It just slowly reduces the corruption everywhere. Great, gonna need that. Military Affairs Commission slowly fixes the army. You have two options. Well, the center is the third option, but you're gonna take that anyway. This is really where you fix the corruption. Left and right is where you get your bonuses to hold out against the Japanese. We got protracted warfare here. Mostly about the going on the defensive, the 4 defense areas, defense in depth. It's defense, 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 defense. The right side is decisive battles. This one's mostly focused on the attack, 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 attack. Now, I'm gonna do some foreshadowing here. I don't think protracted warfare is any good. Why? Most of these bonuses lean on division defense as a stat, which is not bad, but it's really not as valuable as you might think, and entrenchment. And again, entrenchment looks really good on paper, is only worthwhile if your divisions can hold anyway and do not need to reposition. Once a division moves, it loses all of its entrenchment. And let me tell you, you're gonna lose a lot of moving around as China. So defense, entrenchment is a bit of a trap. I don't think protracted warfare has a lot of value, but that's just me. On the other hand, decisive battles has a lot of attack stats. Attack is always good. In any situation, division attack is always good. It has a lot of superfluous stats as well, like recon bonus, like, fine. Marine Corps, we ain't Marine Corps-ing shit, boys. And then like armored car, motorized infantry, armor. Yeah, sure, whatever. But I do prefer decisive battles. Unfortunately, and they are going to be fixing this before release, or I have been promised they are aware and they will fix it. this locks you into the sub-doctrine deep battle. Now, once you've taken the focus, you can switch back out of deep battle, but I'll give you the cliff notes here. The operational doctrine deep battle is shit for China. It is utterly and completely shit. It boosts tanks, which we don't have. Then it boosts cavalry, recon, and motorized, which we don't have. Then it boosts armored car and tanks, which we don't have. Then it boosts army intelligence, which is really not worth anything. Then it boosts armored car, tanks, tank variants, and motorized, which we don't have. And then it boosts light armored recon and armored recon, which we don't have. We don't have any of the things deep battle boost. Yes, it also improves regular stats. Org loss when moving, fine. Org loss when moving, fine. Reinforce rate, okay, that's decent. And then that's it. That's really it. If I could choose, I would choose mission type tactics. More command power means I can do more last stands and other trickery. More org means I can hold for longer. Recovery rate means I can cycle faster. Org, I can hold and cycle better. Recovery rate, once again, I can... I think this is just way better. It boosts all infantry, including foot infantry, giving more org, more breakthrough, more recovery rate. Anyway, enough whining. We have more focus tree to cover. Then we have an Air Force branch, which we will not use. And the Navy branch, which we will not use. So kudos for adding them. No one's going to be using these on historical. You don't have the time to fuck around with a fancy naval project or building airplanes. You are going to be laser focused on building every single infantry equipment you can for like the first 3 years, and by then you're so far behind in the air that it doesn't really matter. We need to take this focus. We extend compulsory education. This basically reduces the negative effects of neglected countryside every 180 days until it is fixed, meaning the sooner we get it, the sooner it can start getting fixed, and we don't have to worry about communism as much. Because communism rising is, spoiler alert, bad for Nationalist China. It, in terms of game mechanics, is going to lower our stability a bit. It's going to make us unstable, not funny, not good, just get rid of it. Next up, we then also have to take one of these focuses here. I prefer to take this one, so that on a 60-day timer, we will start improving our inefficient economy. So the sooner we get that, the sooner we can get rid of this absolute pile of dog shit. Like production efficiency growth minus 40%. Not great. The fuel I don't care about, but the efficiency growth means it takes so long for these factories to get up to speed. It is crippling. It is utterly crippling. We already have a massive lack of equipment. This is only going to make it worse. So my goal is to get rid of get this one, quickly grab this one, maybe stop for the urban students here while we're at it, and then move on to the next thing. Which will be war. Unfortunately, it will be war by then. We then have to work on cracking down on corruption so we can get rid of some of the army penalties, which are, pretty bad. And then we still have to move to the political branch under denouncing feudalism to start work on anything really. So there's a couple of good focuses there. We'll get to it as we get to it, but there's a lot of work here. So first thing I want to do is get better guns so we can make the better guns. They're not that much more expensive, but they are significantly better at, doing anything at all. And the sooner we get them, the sooner we can actually start building some efficiency with them, because it's going to take so long to build any efficiency. I want to get that done as soon as possible. As quickly as possible. Oh my God. Let's promote the national currency. Well, hey. And then the other slot, kind of want to do an increased production efficiency cap because everything is scaled off the efficiency cap. I'll just do that. So China is crippled. Absolutely crippled. Let's start. Let's see. Cruisers is this thing. I know it has a lot of investment made into it, but this thing is essentially worthless. Might as well finish it up. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. And then we'll just build some dockyards. Just nothing but dockyards. 5 on guns. I'm tempted to make a little bit of towed artillery and a little bit of like trains and then nothing else. I'd like to make a little bit of, where is it hiding? of towed artillery, because towed artillery, or support artillery, I should say, is just such a good support company. You always want it. Everything else into guns, and then we'll crank these up as we go. No support equipment, can't afford it. In terms of construction, a whole bunch of military factories that will take an age to finish, but we'll build them somewhere in the heartland away from the coast. I'm expecting to hold the coast. Don't ask me how. Haven't figured that one out yet. But I am expected to hold the coast. Just I might lose it temporarily. We have an Air Force. It's a joke, so I'm going to just sell it to the highest bidder. I'm going to pick up a Chief of the Army. I'm going to pick up von Falkenhausen. He does leave, I believe. Don't know exactly when, but he will stick around long enough to be worth it. He will get us daily XP. Division attack is nice. And when he leaves, I'll switching out for Heiyingqing. All right, we've figured out how the new guns work. Huzzah. Now we'll pick up this mechanical computing bonus. And we're going to move on to the new infantry equipment now. Alright, Liangguang incident. You could send this man to Huangzhou to discuss this new united front. He will probably not live long enough. Or we, top option. I'd rather keep Chiang around. It's the only green number in this country. Alright, top option. Alright, on historical, Huannong also always yields and becomes a warlord subject. Huangxi always stands defiant and grows impatient. Now, that starts this timer. Oh no, if the timer finishes, we'll go to war. Don't worry. On historical, this goes away. On ahistorical, you're going to have to account for the fact that Huangxi might actually, go to war with you. Or rather, you go to war with Huangxi. Something to consider. But on historical, they should complete the right focuses that it no longer matters. Alright, let's get the Chairman of the Republic, another batch of stability. I'm just getting the First Lady of the Republic. 5% stability, 5% war support. We're going to need both numbers. War support is going to be fine though, because we're going to be in a defensive war, but we're going to take a lot of pain. And then the next step is going to get an industrial concern, the Shanghai Power Company. Less consumer goods, great, plus a free 18 coal, which will then immediately offset our insufficient energy. This is pretty good because it is starting to take its toll. What's this? Zhang Shuilang invites us. So this is where you get the Yan'an incident. The Xi'an incident. Doesn't matter. You get the incident where you form the United Front, I believe. Bottom option is ahistorical and might piss people off. I need all the help I can get. So we're going to stick with the historical path for now. So we're going to do everything historically except lose to the communists. All right. And then they all propose an alliance. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Perhaps he's right. We make some friends along the way. We now have our faction with faction goals. We can do some faction stuff. Long-term goals is going to be to throw up the invaders. Yep, some foreshadowing there. Medium term is maintaining control of the coastline. Makes sense. Clever move. Hope we can do it. As for a short-term goal, I don't know. We'll get some joint research practices and then we'll institute a joint command structure. These are really quick to get. Launch a preemptive strike on a fascist country. That's not happening. Army expansion, expand the armed forces. That might actually be good, but I'm not expanding the armored forces. I ain't never gonna have tanks, bro. Let's expand the faction, make that our first goal. We're gonna expand it anyway. We're gonna absorb the other warlords into it. Huzzah! All right, what's this? Sichuan clique, welcome aboard. They failed their mission, rein them in. Yeah, the Northwestern Army lost to the commies, so we were going to absorb them, take their troops, convert them to the terrible, terrible infantry, and get them right out there to the front line. The front line being the coast. All right, that'll give us the coal required for the time being, so industry working at full throttle. No matter how shit that full throttle is. Let's fix the army now. We are gonna need to fix the army. All right, we'll get radios. We're gonna need radios for the reinforce rate, and then we'll focus on basic infantry stuff. If I get this now, we will get 5% more attack. We'll unlock deep battle, even though it sucks, but I'll be at liberty to change it out later. And then we move on to stuff like, I think NCO school for more org, and cracking down on corruption. So we'll get these three next, and then we'll look at the political tree, I think. We'll be at war by then, definitely be at war by then, but we'll look at what we can grab to make things move apace. Probably One Nation Undivided. Huangxi wants in. Welcome aboard. And that completes our first short-term goal. We have expanded the faction, and I got a little bit of power production. Huzzah! Some joint research, I guess. Unlock that tab. Not that's going to be any use to us for the time being. You know what? I'm going to be a baller. Large unit tactics. Go large or go home. Okay, so it feels like... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, feels like Japan's been really slow as July. Bottom option basically gives away concessions. Get a truce until the end of the year. Great. And you basically allow Shandong and Hebei Shahar to be annexed without a fight. I think we do top option. Japan declares a bunch of wars, and things get spicy. We're going to expand our faction. We're going to allow them all in. That's going to be good for us. And we're going to rush the troops to the defensive lines that I have in mind. They can all join the war. Welcome aboard. That also gave us this one. Huzzah! Because they all joined. Now we'll institute a joint command structure. Why not? It will allow us to set military operations. Okay, my goal here is to hold the mountains around Taiwan so that we can shield this supply hub. I'm going to give up the entirety of Hebei Shahar because there's just no holding it. And we're going to defend this river here near the supply hub of Jinan, with the hope being that I can draw them far away enough from supply that I can hold them off. Now, unfortunately, there is this supply hub and I can't delete it, so they'll have this. But it should force them to have some trouble in the peak south. Let's get the army regrouping expert in as well. We're going to need him. And then we save up for war economy. I am not going to defend the extreme north because there's nothing to defend. These are all deserts and some mountains. And this is also going to be part of my life. Naval invasion after naval invasion after naval invasion after naval invasion. So we're going to see if we can shield way a little. These guys are going to land over there, which I don't care about. I do hope to eventually get more troops out. I'm going to ask every one of my puppets for all the divisions they have and just ship them off to the coast for the time being. It is important, it is vital, it is critical that we maintain control of the coastline. If we lose control of the coastline, it's all Jover anyway. So we gotta hold the coast and ideally kill a lot of Japanese doing it. I'll do this one so we get more recovery rate and organization. That's another 70 days. And Hebei Shahar has already capitulated. I'm gonna move into Ximen because I get this event. I can just annex them, or I can top option, but I'll just annex them. I'll see if I can retake Ximen, give that guy a way out. And if I take Ximen, I think I have control of this province. Huzzah! so I can blow up the railways. That's literally all I want to do, blow up the railways. All right, we've made contact with the enemy. Our line should hold over here as well. Like they are, yes, they are naval invading me. But Weihai will hold, and then this tile should hold as well, meaning we can fend them off. And once they've run out of steam, we crush them. Nah, die, stupid tank. Oh, that's our first engagement. One. Hooray! Naval invasion defeated. China 1, Japan 0. Let's grab operational reserves. Yeah, they're gonna pepper us with naval invasions. It's just the way of things. I'm going to take a couple of divisions off the main line. Not too many, but a couple from the extreme south where I shouldn't be threatened too much, and move them in to contain this, crush it. Those divisions are effectively dead. They're gonna run out of supply, starve, and then I can kill them. As long as they don't take a port, we'll be fine. I don't think they'll be able to take a port as long as I'm able to coordinate and shuffle troops around. Gonna work towards improving machine tools. I get a little bit of industry going, but I have a lot of stuff left to research. You got 2 slots! What am I supposed to do with 2 slots? Think maybe this was a bad... Actually, no. Yeah, like my plan was let Japan walk into those northern deserts, and they have. They haven't capped any of the warlords. I don't think they've captured any of the supply. I was like, these guys are just literally starving out there. And it's gonna be expensive, but we'll grab war economy. I don't want total mobilization because of the recruitable pop. Yeah, and I have so much political power to spend, so I'm not gonna go total mob. War economy will do. The first or second, I should say, naval invasion has been defeated, is being rounded up. Overall, I am suffering badly. This is definitely not an enjoyable experience, but we are holding. We are holding. All right, Xinjiang, welcome aboard. Chiang Shikai, now do something useful for once and send troops to the front. Now, I've also realized I made a bit of a mistake. I decided, I'll go for the gung-ho movement, a couple of factories, but more I think about it, the more I think I should go for the end of the decree, like end corruption and crack down on illicit goods, because illicit trade right now, I need to get rid of this. So I think I'm gonna head down here, get rid of the illicit goods, reorganize the administration as well, and then we'll go back into gung-ho. At least I got like a factory out of it. All right, got a little bit of political power. Don't need the manpower from our next law anyway, do I? Military high command, nothing fancy here either. So I'm thinking we give a try to these warlord decisions. I want one of them to be my subject. Now let's take it easy. Let's pick someone who I think I can subdue or who might be useful. Sichuan might actually be useful because they still have a lot of troops they haven't committed, and then I can force them to commit those. Hey, they're now my warlord subject. Huzzah! You know, request forces. You're going in, boys. Oh, 35 divisions. Ooh, lovely. And that Japanese naval invasion has also been defeated. Now, I did say I wanted to go here, crack down on the illicit goods, and I really do. But by demonstrating our resolve, we unlock missions. Basically, hold a certain area for 60 or 90 days, I forget which, and you get a bonus, a capacity surplus, so you build a little quicker, and some free artillery. And you get more free artillery, plus cheaper equipment to produce, if you also secure the Soviet border. I kind of want those two first, because if I can get equipment, I can get it into my divisions, and I can do more damage to the Japanese, clap back faster, harder. This is going to take a while anyway, so let's grab these first. Hey, the leader of the Sichuan clique just died. Goodbye. We can either let them be and let them replace their leader, or step in. I would assume, considering history, that means we seize control. I would like to seize control. No, integrated indeed. That gives us more land, more stuff. Let's ask another warlord. Who might be a prime target for being my friend? Rather, my underling, Shandong. You know what, Shandong, you've not done very well. There we go. A shattered sun gathering its light. How poetic. Beautiful, even. Welcome aboard, Shandong. Oh, you've got 7 divisions. Might as well keep them. Resolve demonstrated. Next, we'll secure the Soviet border, and we'll take our first mission. So for 25 PP, we can declare to demonstrate our resolve to convince the Soviets to help us out. It will start a mission that, if successful, will make our puppets less independent, so great, and give us 1,000 economy capacity surplus, so basically construction bonus, along with 50 artillery. And we'll get more artillery when the next focus finishes. So what's the territory I'm not likely to lose? Shaanxi. There, I'll demonstrate my resolve in Shaanxi. Not likely to lose it. We now have to hold it for 90 days to get that benefit. That benefit is going to increase to 100 artillery. Yeah, hell yeah. And this is the first of our reorganized Huntuan units, moving in to demonstrate how that artillery works. Got the Japanese bottled up. Perfect. Accidental encirclement. Alright, that's some units trapped. Crush those. And over there, we're driving them back. Yes! See if we can get punching through. Yeah, like these guys are just gonna finish, and immediately counterattacking will allow me to push right on through. That allows me to potentially encircle. Yeah, another encirclement. We've taken the supply hub at Ximen. That's going to make it more difficult for the Japanese to supply the troops in the extreme south here. They still got supply in other areas, but that's big. That's huge. Now, if we can maintain, we got them by the balls. The proverbial balls. Maybe even the literal ones. Let's try to subjugate another warlord while we're here. Who might be served? Somebody relatively weak. So I'm thinking Shaanxi or maybe Huangxi. The rest of them are a little far away. Shaanxi's really close by. I'll ask Huangxi. They were resistant at first. Hey! Welcome aboard. Hey, the Soviets agree to support us. So, cheaper infantry equipment and artillery, and they'll be willing to send me more Lend-Lease. Send me the Lend-Lease, gentlemen. 150 pieces of artillery every time we succeed. That's a no-brainer. I could shift more production into other stuff then instead. I might lose Yantai. Okay, we're gonna move that into a different unit. You, last stand, punch through. We gotta punch through. They're gonna take... Oh no! They're gonna take the port. Oh, they're gonna take the port. I need more units on there. They got reinforced memed off the tile. They've taken Weihaiwei. Quickly isolate that and secure the other port and move troops in to push. keep Wei isolated, and it might turn into an opportunity for us, as we may use it to, like, port cheese. I guess we'll just use the points to switch out of deep battle into mission-type tactics. We've lost 2 of these northern ports. Now, I may be able to throw them back if I keep the pressure up, but I am really mad about how they've allowed the Japanese to land this many units already. Still, we've got the ports isolated from each other. This is not a credible beachhead. I should be able to throw them right back after they've stopped attacking me. And now I attack them, throw them out. We'll retake that port, and we'll keep Wei bottled up. Alright, Yantai repaired. Sorry, restored. Retaken! You know what? I'll demonstrate some resolve in Jinan. Fine. Now I can bully someone else who might be serviceable. Would be funny if I could just turn the Chinese Soviet Republic into a warlord state. I don't think that's gonna work out. Let's see if Shaanxi wants to fold. Hey! Shattered Sun gathering its light indeed. Love that. Very poetic. Alright, so that brings in most of the west. Basically all of the west is in. Now I just gotta look east. Wait, no. Most of the east is in. Now I gotta look west. Well, this is not as good as I thought it might be, so yeah, I've done crackdown on illicit goods. Cost me some stability, but it's still close enough to 100 for it to not be that bad. And I had hoped it would get a little bit better every month, every 6 months, but 2%, not that amazing. We'll prepare the war zones next. This will give me decisions here to give me a significant initiative and infantry attack, artillery attack bonus. And once we have that, we're going to start rolling the Japanese back in, like, just a wholesale. I've killed, like, a lot of them. Their army is significantly reduced. Like, this line is super thin. The only thing holding me back is the fact that my army is still shit and under-equipped. But with those decisions, we're going to start rolling this whole thing back, and we're going to put China together. Like Humpty Dumpty. And in the spirit of encirclements, I think we have our first real proper move. We've punched through a weakness in their line, a plains tile with just 1 division on it, and punched straight to the coast. We've got them on the back foot now. From here, we can move north. I'm also going to... that's 50 days. We're not quite there yet. We're definitely going to be making use of these decisions to declare war zones to roll into Manchuria. But with this, we've dealt them a significant blow. That is 6 divisions. That is almost 10% of their military. Yeah, Japan is cooked. The defense has worked masterfully. And now we roll this whole thing back. We're going to win this war before we even fix our equipment deficit. And I'm here for it. Oh, it's a good clapback in any case. Oh, this is a problem. Oh, that's a good clapback. We're doing really well. Yeah, great. Contain the invasion, and we'll be fine. Just gotta contain the invasion, and we'll be fine. And let's figure out how engineers work. They might be useful in future. And I've lost the port. Great. At least I got a full army here. They should be able to throw that back into the sea. And up here, we've done unspeakable things to the Japanese line, so that is wunderbar. Who could I roll into my faction next, or at least suggest would be well suited to rolling over? Qinghai. Let's see what you have to say. Another one. At least, yeah, I got sufficient infantry here to roll this back. The Japanese don't have enough left to really threaten China, even if half my divisions don't have guns. They don't have enough troops to really frighten us. No way, I just walked into Mukden? That's another 5 Japanese divisions deleted. That naval invasion turned out to be a blessing in disguise after all. To think I absolutely mogged Chiang when I played Japan, and now this in 38. Oh, baby. What we're doing here is just unspeakable things. I can't believe they're just rolling over like this. I've taken Sinking, I've taken Mukden, I am into Manchuria proper. They don't have anything to stop me. Jesus Christ, let's subjugate another warlord while we're at it. At least I've gotten China subdued and rebuilt. Territorial integrity rising. Everything is coming up, Millhouse. The manifesto will be fulfilled soon, I hope. Also, for some reason, I'm getting like none of the influence. Everything's going to the Guangdong clique. Why? You're like way down there. You're not doing anything. I'm not even the leader of this thing. Wait, I am. Never mind. The crown's still on my head. Meanwhile, I can keep demonstrating resolve for free artillery. I'll take it. I don't think I have to be as careful with where I build now. I can actually build in the good provinces. I think we'll hold on to them. Got all of them subjugated except for Xinjiang and the communists. We are now going to encircle the remaining Japanese troops in Inner Mongolia, or is this Outer Mongolia? I forget. In Mongolia here, and then it's just a matter of retaking Manchuria, liberating Korea, and we will have thrown them out. Now, they did get naval invasion off, but I'm fairly certain I can contain that. Okay, there we go. There we go, they've capped. Well, that's our joint command structure. What's next? I could declare war on communism, short term, because I'm gonna go to war with communist China. Eventually, you know, I know how history works. Well, let's see if the last one wants to bend the knee. Xinjiang. What's it gonna be? No fucking way! Oh, they've all bent the knee! And I believe I immediately completed the extra goal that has me subjugate the... Why does this want me to control Manila and Okinawa? Expand a Marine Corps. Like, these are all very ambitious, sir. Let's start with something sensible. Maintaining control of the coastline? Yes. I'll also expand civilian industry, I guess? Could use a couple of extra mills, honestly. Yeah, because we're gonna have to ramp up. We've actually subjugated everyone but the communists. I'm fairly certain the communists are not gonna have a good time when we turn our guns inward. Speaking of absolutely beautiful, we've almost lost 500,000 brave Chinese soldiers. The faction in total has lost over 1 million men, but most of those were communists, so they don't really count. And we've killed about 1 million Japanese, so pound for pound, I guess we're going toe-to-toe here. Japan doesn't have an army left, and I do. Well, I think I might have actually hit the button that stopped the recording. Well, we got the peace event, the white peace event. They just transferred Taiwan to us. We control everything else, and that's it. The Japanese have given up. Victory is achieved. Korea is free and independent under Syngman Rhee. Huzzah. And all that's left to do is to gear up for the next stage of this thing. Mao Zedong, who is starting to sow dissent in the Chinese United Front. Fortunately, through our focus tree, if we stick along the political path, we can rush down to crush the Chinese Republic. Sorry, the Chinese Soviet Republic, and we will be able to, hopefully, gobble them up without too many issues. As far as the rest of this is concerned, we're done. We're gonna build out the army, we're gonna build out the industry, try to catch up on research, but for the most part, it's all about integrating China now. Next step, kill Mao. Alright, let's crush the Chinese Soviet Republic. I'm doing a whole bunch of counterinsurgency. The other warlords really don't, I don't see them breaking free anytime soon. I'm automatically reducing their autonomy anyway through a whole bunch of focus stuff. Holy shit, this is super annoying. That communist insurgency stuff is super annoying to deal with. We have our war goal. They've been kicked from a faction. I'm going to declare war. They did have some faction influence allowing them to take that bit, so that was too high. Probably should have waited like a couple of days. I was about to reduce it anyway. Let's get the research slot. And just quickly overrun the Soviets. This shouldn't really matter that much. Ooh, some of my generals have switched sides? Bastards. We've declared war on communism, huzzah. Next up, declare war on democracy. I'm not that kind of guy. Fellas, come on, I don't want to be a fascist. I really don't want to be a fascist, okay? Ah, well, let's just overrun this. Call it quits. Wow, this is what it's like to have an army that's actually equipped. I can win things. Shocking. This is truly a shocking development. I can subjugate Korea and reclaim the North. I think we're going to go for reclaiming the North. Well, I was putting up a fight with his ragtag group of nobodies, but I can just keep battle planning this, and I will eventually win. It's just a matter of time. I will eventually win this. Of that, I have no doubt. You know what? I'll call you in the Chinese War, and I'll call you... Yes. Welcome to the Chinese War. Seriously? It's the Chinese War. You know what? Get in here, boys. If it's gonna be a Chinese war, I need all the Chinas I can get. Now we have them fully surrounded in Yan'an. See, this is how you do an encirclement campaign. Boom! Got him. Good luck holding that one. It's all Jover, Mao. At least you got your hair, right? It's over. Victory! Confirm and exit. There is only one China in this house. Yes, we're going to gobble up ourselves a Tibet, and then we're going to work our way towards reclaiming the north. We might cooperate with the eventual German invasion of the Soviet Union to grab what was stolen from us so long ago. We can start integrating our warlord subjects as well really quick. It just costs a lot of political power, but again, I invested in political power early, and I'm getting a lot of it still, so it's a no-brainer, and we start eating them now, one by one. I've also found out how to counter the rise of fascism. I just turned him into a generalissimo for all of China. Now my support for unaligned will be ticking faster than my support for fascism, and China is saved, I guess? Alright, Tibet, you've had a good life. That life is now, however, over. We're gonna quickly overrun them. Call the faction in. Yep. And we will make Tibet China again. Controversial, I am aware, but it has to be done for the greater good. And we will have an ability. I believe there's a button here somewhere that will show up once we've conquered the land. Oh, it's over here. If we control it, we can spend some political power to core it. Huzzah! Oh, poor Tibet. They tried. Fight my own puppets for control of this. It's mine, damn you. There we go. We can use the same decisions, by the way, to core the Mongolian People's Republic land. It is, I guess, tied to Paradox's desire to look better in front of the Chinese community. Either way, I mean, I like having extra cores when I'm playing a country, so hey, I'll take it. I will take it, and I am not gonna complain about it. Ah, I knew it! I knew he was gonna leave. So, von Falkenhausen has been recalled, which is fine. I have replacements for him. My Field Marshal, for instance, he should qualify for an Army Offense Specialist role. There we go. Replaced. So time to gobble up one Korea, and then wait about 6 months, I guess, before Germany leaps headfirst into their inevitable doom against the Soviet menace, unless I come in and save the day with my reclamation of the North. And there goes Korea. Could annex them, really no point to it. There's no way to get cores on the area. So instead, we will create a puppet. And that brings Korea back to its natural place in the world as a tributary to Japan. Well, that's it. They've all declared war on the Soviets. June 41, not bad. I'm gonna see how, well, I'm probably gonna get involved anyway. We're gonna finish up this one, and then we're gonna go for the focus that declares war. And I've decided I should probably get some Rangers. I think they might do really well into the Soviet Union, maybe some Mountaineers later on to get past the Urals, but it's mostly gonna be an infantry swarm using this, the 18.7 combat width. Are they good? I don't know. The swarm will have to do. Yeah, it looks like Finland is really ravaging them. Let's just get involved. I'm gonna declare war on the Mongolians. I'm not gonna call my allies or puppets in. I probably should have stopped exercising, my bad. And we're gonna charge in. Soviets are gonna join this war. Yeah, they're in. Soviet support in China's gone. I'll take the Japanese volunteers, yes! The Soviets have already taken 500,000 casualties. The entire Soviet Eastern Army has basically been wiped out. That's so many divisions trapped here. And then Sakhalin as well. Knocked out Mongolia. We're steadily coring the land we've took off them. It is a rightful Chinese clay. Oh, Finland, no. Oh, well, so much for Finland. The North reclaimed, so we get a bunch of cores up there. Let's look at the occupied territory. Okay. Okay, Alma-Ata, Semipalatinsk, Aigus, and Pamir. Oh, they're all over here. Well, I thought it was like the northern north up there, which probably doesn't really make a lot of sense. In any case, I can still integrate these bits, so that's more cores for us. Let's see if they'll be willing to hand over my land as well. Portugal, France, and the UK. Give me my cities back, please, and then we'll have all of our cores once we've defeated the damn communists. Oh man, Free France said no, Portugal said... Oh, they all said no? Bastards! We now have control of every Chinese state in the area that was at some point lost to the Russians. We've got some of the local supply in hand, and it's really just a matter of pushing from one supply hub to the next until you get where you're going. It's It's not a very glamorous ordeal. The Chinese military has reached Chelyabinsk, for those of you wondering. This is the factory that churned out I believe the majority of all T-34s made during the war. Japan's also declared war. This is historical, so Tojo, what are you doing? I think something broke when I beat them. They are very unlikely to do anything at this point other than just wild stuff. It appears they've just gone completely off the rails. You know what? I don't even blame Paradox for this one. That's on me. And we have reached the German lines. We swing down to Baku's oil fields. And I think when Moscow falls, it's Jover. Oh, it is so Jover when Moscow falls. Oh, we've done unspeakable things here and I love it. There we go, the fall of Moscow, and with it, the Soviet Union. We are taking our cores. I can settle for this, and I'll go shopping for a navy. And the most sensible thing to do would be to now surround ourselves with puppets, and we'll call it a day. And I believe with that, we have secured the future of China. 2 more warlords to integrate, just a matter of political power, and then we could take the fight to the Allies and or Portugal if we so chose. I'd say we get some help from the Germans doing it. We've got the full... Actually, are the Americans in this war? Americans aren't even in the war! Oh, if I could sail this stolen navy over there, it would be amazing. Oh, if only that could work out. If only that could work out. Anyway, I've got a massive stolen navy now. A lot of reclaimed land. Chiang Kai-Shek is the generalissimo of all of China. Victor of the War of Resistance. He has done what no other has done before him. Secured, unified, and bolstered China once and for all. I've got like 3.5 million manpower. Unlimited conscription. And I'm still taking like a 44% recruitable population hit. This is wild how much manpower China has. Though it has been nerfed. Gotta admit, it has been nerfed. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.